in a little village in Punjab, my grandfather and his friend tossed a coin in the village square to decide whether they were going to remain in Punjab or build a railway for the British government in East Africa. This coin destined the future for my Nanaji and my Dadaji, and many others like him all over India. And this is just one of the ways that the Indian diaspora was created. And a generation such as myself and my husband Gil were born in Kenya and Uganda. According to a recent study conducted by the United Nations Population Division, reported in an article in the Times of India, March of 2018, over 15 million migrants from India are living abroad. The international migration data has now shown that Indians make up the biggest population living outside their country of birth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this beautiful evening. It is an honor to be invited here, not only to grace such a wonderful audience, but of course, to be at such a wonderful event. Let us all remember our forefathers and our ancestors who have created this diaspora, which has helped each and every one of us in the endeavors that we chose. I'm Rennu Dhillon, and my journey as an NRI began in a very small town in Kenya called Mombasa, which I highly recommend everyone visit. I then continued my education in Yorkshire, Birmingham, Central London, right here at Marble Arch, Edgware Road, and then I ventured to the beautiful city of San Francisco, California. This is where I laid my roots, and together with my husband Gil, who has, I was going to say unfortunately, but fortunately accompanied me, thanks to his snoring all week. But together, we have raised a family of two beautiful daughters, Shana and Sheena, in San Francisco, and now we are blessed with two adorable grandkids, Veer Singh and Jia Kaur Nijjar. When I was invited to speak at tonight's event, celebrating 30 years of the NRI Institute, founded by the late Sardar Jagmohan Singh, and the topic was celebrating Indians of the world, the Indian diaspora, I was of course extremely humbled to be considered in such an elite group, and that too at the House of Lords. Who would have ever thought that this gawky, skinny Punjabi girl raised in Mombasa would ever speak at such a prestigious event? My dad's still having a whiskey on this one. We have more than enough success stories in this room, so I really don't need to even start mentioning anymore. We all know why Indians, especially NRIs, are successful. After all, from the time that we are born and the time that we take our first breath, education and striving for success is just drilled into our heads, right? Getting up early in the morning, respecting your parents, being obedient, working hard, getting only nothing but straight A's, and then of course your parents become your best friends only when you graduate, right? Indians are known to have this mentality where we just don't take no for an answer, and we already have all the examples sitting right here at the table. We are persistent and we persevere no matter what the odds are. And this is perhaps the biggest reason why NRIs are so successful and why we have managed to build such a wonderful Indian diaspora. However, friends, despite these success stories, we have some shortcomings, and unfortunately I want to address those today. Newly released data from the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs from 150 countries over 40 years has shown that India and China are the two countries where female infant mortality is higher than the male infant mortality. India, according to CNN in June 2018, quote unquote, is the most dangerous place to be born a baby girl. Of course, many people are going to object to this and have conflicting views, but let's face it, why are we even listed in these statistics in the first place? Somehow, as Indians, we have succeeded in reducing the ratio between males and females, causing great stress to society and contributing to all these statistics. from deaths, rapes, and harassment. Now, I know I don't wish to damper this evening and all this wonderful dinner that we're having, but after you hear some of the horrendous facts that I have to share, hopefully you will share in my dismay. India accounts for the termination of some 10 million female fetuses over the past 20 years. Out of the 12 million girls born in India, 1 million die before the first year of life. 1 out of every 6 female children born dies due to gender discrimination. Thanks to my friend Google, when you type in the word NRI, you get nothing but an endless list of success stories and how wonderful we are as a community and in all the various fields that we have ventured into. However, the same Google, when you type in the word girl child, India will rank at the top of the search engine as being the worst place to be born a girl, producing horrific data, such as some that I've shared today. Do we really need to be known by these statistics? The Sikh religion, the religion I practice, preaches, why give birth? Why condemn those who give birth to kings? Yet, there is data that indicates Punjab is famous for gender-selective abortions. Practically every corner, every street in India has temples. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, India has the most religious festivals than any other country. We worship Durga Ma, Kali Ma, Saraswati, Goddess Lakshmi, and the list is endless of the worship of so many female goddesses. Yet, in most parts of India, the birth of a girl child is not welcomed. To add to this fuel, we have immature politicians who make irresponsible statements. And I take full advantage of speaking at the House of Lords to quote one of them. Who can forget SP leader Mulayam Singh Yadav in his response to the increasing rape incidences in India? What did he say? Ladke ladke hai, galti ho jati hai, which when translated means boys are boys, they make mistakes. Although he claimed that his comment was distorted, the fact that a community leader, a country leader, could even verbalize something like this truly demonstrate that there is no respect for women in India. Another figure recorded by UNICEF said that in 1984, out of the 8,000 abortions that just took place in Mumbai, 7,999 were girls. And yet we consider India a very successful country, and we consider ourselves as NRIs very successful. Every day back home, in the little preschools that my husband and I run, called Genius Kids, we strive to teach children, boys and girls, that they are equal. Our lessons, our stories, our conversations, everything is about gender equality. We hope to make a difference one child at a time, but that is not enough. Just educating our children is not enough to tackle the boundaries of tradition. We have to empower our children, especially the girls, to make her strong enough to resist the evils of societal pressure under which she's often buckled. Just a little emotional support, education, moral support to every woman could make a world of difference in the lives of our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, our aunts, and every woman around us. As a community, as an NRI community, we have a commitment to the future generation to educate every Indian, be it in India or out of India, to eradicate this serious issue. And there's so many ways we can make a difference. We can begin by contributing to the GMS Foundation started by Manu Singh in memory of his dad, the late Sardar Jagmohan Singh. Or simply getting involved in your local charities at home whenever you see gender disparity happen. My late brother, Ray Walia, started a movie. He's launched a movie and produced it called Tia Marjania, which means Forgotten Daughters. And his wife, Mrs. Kulvinder Walia, is here. She's trying very hard to make his dream come true. We can support that. In conclusion, I simply want to say that despite being raised in a third world country, thanks to my parents, Dr. Shamsher Singh Dhillon and Mohinder Kaur Dhillon, I never faced any gender differences. My father taught me to speak my mind without fear, spread my wings, harness my power to my passion, and soar above the clouds. Manu and his team have spent endless hours to put together this evening, but let's make it worth a while. More than just awards. Why don't we all leave tonight determined to contribute towards the eradication of this infliction in India, so that when Google, the next time you search girl child in Google, it should say the best country where a female can be born. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude by simply saying, every man needs a mother, so why not a daughter who'll become someone's mother? After all, a baby girl simply means that that's God's opinion, that life should go on. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Ma'am, for such an inspiring and encouraging atmosphere. I really wish such thoughts make a difference in people's mindsets in India.